What's up, you guys? It's the week of my due date. I probably am not going to edit this video. Probably not. It's not going to be a very fancy, intricate video. There won't be a lot of like B-rolling or other stuff that I'll show you. It's just gonna be me talking, and it's the week of my due date. And I'm literally just waiting for this baby to come out. She hasn't come out yet, and I'm like scared and excited at the same time. I'm almost like, I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, I'm sick of being pregnant. I'm actually not sick of being pregnant. I actually really like it. I love lying down, going to bed, and having this little baby like kind of moving around my belly and watching it like put on a little show in my belly. I don't feel aches, pains, you know. I don't really feel like a lot of heartburn. I do feel like I can't eat a lot because like my belly fills up very fast. Like I get full really fast, probably because there's no room in my belly. Speaking of my belly, let me just show you guys like what it looks like. There it is. There's my giant belly. It's really hard to tell. There's my giant belly. So yeah, it's I'm just waiting for her to come, and I'm like nesting a little bit, like I'm trying to prepare for her a little bit. And I've just been thinking about reflecting on this pregnancy so far, this whole pregnancy thing, and like how it's changed me as a person. Like I was talking about in the previous video and videos before, like I just feel like a totally different person since this pregnancy started. I'm not interested in the same things. I am not bothered by the same things. Some things, yes, but mostly like it just feels like I've changed, had like such a huge dramatic change just from being pregnant. And usually people go through these big changes when they have kids, like after they raise kids, like, you know, it takes longer. But I just feel like just being pregnant has changed my brain chemistry a lot. And I'm not mad about it. I am a little bit like struggling with my sense of identity, like I said and talked about in the last video. Like I don't really care about a lot of the same things I cared about before. You can hear the azan. I don't know if you can hear the Muslim call to prayer, because this is Jerusalem. So living in Jerusalem has been interesting too, because I always told myself I would never live here, because I've been here before many times and I had studied here when I was younger. But I always told myself I would never live in Jerusalem. And here we are. It's not half bad. And I just don't really, I'm not really in like politics, or like it's not like I'm going out and going to protests or hanging out in crazy places, you know. So there isn't really a lot of chaos, you know. If a bomb or a rocket were to hit wherever we are, wherever we happen to be, then that would suck. But other than that, I don't really feel so bothered by the news or the same things that I used to be scared of about living in Jerusalem. It's just life as usual, life, day-to-day life. So that's where I'm at, just waiting to have my baby, and I'm in love with her, I'm obsessed with her. And I also don't know like what's next for me. I don't know what's next with this channel. I almost never really know what's next because I'm always changing, but at this stage in my life particularly, I really don't know what's next. Like, I know it probably will have something to do with some kind of artistic endeavor, music, art, maybe dancing, I don't know. You know, I haven't like totally abandoned all the things that I'm into. It's just that, like, maybe not in the ways that I was into it before. I have a date. I was in the middle of having dates and decided to put myself some hot tea. If you're ever thinking about getting pregnant, dates are a great thing to do. So I have green tea mixed with jasmine tea in here, and I put it in here. I put it in this, like, it's like a little cup that you put the tea leaves in and you let it seep in. So I'm taking it out. There's so many things in our day-to-day lives that cause cancer. And one of those things I discovered recently is that I had never thought about before. It's tea bags. A lot of plastic tea bags. Or tea bags with chemicals or bleach or whatever. And you're letting it seep in your tea. And you're drinking it. So Andrew and I decided to go to the Shook outdoor market and get a bunch of natural tea leaves. And you hear the call to prayer. So yeah, that's what we decided to do. Pregnancy is like not at all what I had expected it to be. I would say if I could give like advice to anyone who wanted to be pregnant or is like thinking of becoming pregnant or is pregnant in the beginning, I would just say, like, don't listen to anybody. I mean, listen to people because there's some stuff that's really helpful actually, but a lot of stuff is really specific to people's bodies. So like, for example, a lot of people have told me throughout this pregnancy, like, whatever you do, don't go to the spa, don't do like hot baths, don't take hot or warm baths, and especially don't do those things in the third trimester. Don't get massages, like a lot of things that I'm really into that like help loosen me up. People say don't do those things in pregnancy because the baby will come out in an untimely way, like come out too early. I gotta say, I want the baby to come out. At this point, I want the baby to come out because it's my due date week. So I wouldn't be mad if she came out now or early. It won't even be that early. It'll be like a day or two early. My due date's in like 2 days, literally 2 days from when I made this video. So, but I've been consistently going to the spa, getting massages, not as much here in Jerusalem because we don't really have the resources for that as much, but I've been taking baths, a lot of baths, hot baths, deliciously hot baths. And my baby is, safe in a placenta bubble in my belly. And I sit in a bath. It's not like boiling hot, it's warm. It's enough to be relaxing for me. And I know it's relaxing for the baby because she's even more insulated inside of my belly. And I just lay down there in the bathtub and I sing her songs. I sing songs for my belly. And it's really a lovely experience. I love it. But it hasn't made her want to come out early. And I've been doing it consistently. So that's one thing, for example, don't do baths. Don't work out. Don't work out your abs. I've been doing abs workouts like pretty much every day because we've been doing yoga every day. But in the yoga is also like we do a lot of Pilates. Core workouts, very short, like between 10 and 30 minutes a day. We've been doing it every day. I've been doing it with Andrew. And I know it's helping him because his muscles are growing, but I know it's helped me because I haven't really experienced much back pain or muscle, I haven't really experienced a lot of like core related pain through this pregnancy. And I know that it's because while I was in Bali, I consistently went to all my ab workouts. I consistently went to all my dance lessons, as many Pilates classes as I can make it to. I was pretty on top of my workouts, even well until month 6, 7, And now here in Jerusalem, we've been keeping up with yoga every single day. And I don't think it's hurting the baby, we go to our checkups constantly, and there are many things that could hurt your baby, but being on top of your workouts, taking care of your body, those are not one of them. Maybe it is if you have a very weird shaped body, or if your body, I don't even know. I don't know in what cases. Maybe it is if you don't work out normally and then you decided to suddenly start working out and lifting weights and doing heavy, intense stuff while you're pregnant. I could see how that could be a problem. But that's another thing. Don't. Most of the don'ts, even don't drink coffee or alcohol. Don't drink coffee or alcohol anyway, by the way. So we quit coffee. I quit coffee and alcohol before getting pregnant. Well before, just because I realized that it was taking a toll on my health, particularly my mental health. Of course, alcohol is terrible, no matter who you are. Andrew also quit alcohol completely. We never ever plan to drink ever again, even if we're not pregnant. But a lot of things are very variable. I think people hype things up a little more than they need to. You could probably drink a cup of coffee a day, even if you're pregnant. People kind of treat pregnancy just like this terrible disability, which I've experienced, that maybe is a little overhyped. I felt for most of my pregnancy until the past month has been really tough, and most of it has been for me at least, it's been just a matter of feeling really tired and not myself, but physically, and there was 2 weeks in which I felt like the baby was positioned on a certain nerve in my back, which caused sciatic pain, shooting pain down my right leg. That was really uncomfortable, and I would actually go in the warm bath to try to ease it a lot. So that was another thing. Ooh, what's in here? Okay, I thought it was bugs. I thought I had a bug in my dates. Bugs in my dates. It's just pieces of the dates. So, don't listen to me because my body is different than yours, maybe. I had been working out consistently and going to the spa consistently, and I had a routine going before I got pregnant. So when I got pregnant, I just kept the routine going. It wasn't I decided in the middle of pregnancy that I'm gonna do all these reckless things to my body. But if you I just expected pregnancy to be a lot more I don't know. I just expected it to be a lot more unpleasant. Let's just put it that way. I expected it to be a lot more unpleasant. But I'm definitely tired a lot, you know. There's days when like I just don't feel like even thinking, my thoughts, I don't, you know, and so there it is. I'm just totally rambling. I feel really self-conscious with my vlogs. Like, this is my favorite thing to do. And I don't think I'm ever gonna stop vlogging it. Even if I feel really self-conscious, or I feel like, you know, just the worst self-talk ever, like Partis, like, why are you even showing up? Like, your vlogs just stink. You don't have anything to say that sounds intelligent. You don't have any art to show. For all this time that you keep talking about making art, you don't have any art to show for it, you know. I've been practicing piano, but like I don't really have anything I want to show you guys. I have some songs that I'm working on, but they're just, yeah, just incomplete, half-assed. But I'm still gonna keep doing these vlogs because I just enjoy it so much. So I'll still keep showing up, I guess. Maybe, you never know what kind of value you're giving to the world. Sometimes the things that you do that are nice, pleasant for you, you think are kind of like useless, it's just enjoyment for you, ends up being like the nicest, the coolest thing for someone else. I always say when I started doing these vlogs, it was just for me, because I had gotten out of a relationship and I was lonely, and I would do the vlogs every evening at like 8 p.m. I would do these live streams every evening at like 8 p.m., which was around the same time I had a boyfriend at the time, and before that, and I would get together with him around 8 p.m. after his work. So when we broke up, that's the time that I would do my live streams. There's a fly. And it was purely for me to not be lonely, to get over my loneliness. But then it somehow became other people's enjoyment too, which was crazy to me. Yeah. The idea that something that you did purely for yourself, for your own enjoyment, you just struck up a conversation with someone outside, you went to a yoga class, you went to a museum, you painted something for yourself, something that you just did for yourself, for your own enjoyment, could end up being like a window into something else that is awesome in your life. It could end up being a window into something else that creates value for others in a way that you could never have expected. You don't always know the effect you have on people. Sometimes being as selfish as possible, investing in your health, your wealth, your beauty, like, you know, there are a lot of people that are really inspired by beauty. A huge portion of the world is inspired by beauty. When they see a beautiful person walking down the street, or they see a beautiful house, or they see anything that looks like, you know, it was invested in, they're inspired. They feel happier. They feel like motivated to be a better person, or a happier person, or a more beautiful person. They feel motivated to, you know, maybe by you investing in your mental health, your mental state, go and get a massage or something. I mean, I love massages, so that's my go-to. By you going and getting a massage, doing something nice for yourself, and then anyone even like an animal or any creature, anything experiences you after that massage. The version of you that is now massaged and happy. Imagine what an impact you made on that thing, and then that thing is going to make an impact on something else. And it's beautiful, and you never went to that massage or that thing that you enjoyed thinking that you're going to do it for someone else. You're not getting a massage, you're not doing it for someone else, you're doing it for yourself. But what I found in my life is like the greatest things that I had ever accomplished in my life, I had accomplished for selfish reasons originally, you know? The greatest things I had accomplished for other people, and also the greatest opportunities I ended up getting were things that I had done purely for myself, for my own inspiration, my own passion, my own excitement, my own pleasure. And I think that this is like a secret of life. Once you understand it, you're kind of like invincible, because the most powerful people in the world follow this rule. The most powerful people in the world. The poor people of the world don't. The poor people of the world are like, oh, you just have to like kill yourself and sacrifice, and like you shouldn't do anything for your own enjoyment. You know, if you're doing, if you enjoy it, then it's probably kind of selfish, or all the things that you hear most poor people talk about, and you see it reflected in their lives. All right. What are these like little things in the date? It's a piece of the date. Okay. Interesting. It's like little honey thingies, and it's like a piece of the date, like the date nectar. Okay. Dates and green tea. Oops. My foot keeps hitting this tripod thing. Next time you see me, I'm probably gonna have a baby. Next time I make a video, I'll probably have a baby like in my arm. It's so crazy to me that people do this on a regular basis. They just have babies. And it's so normal to them. They're so nonchalant about it. They're just like, oh, having babies, whatever. It's so crazy. It's like, it's huge. You're literally like making a human. And that human looks like you and acts like you and talks like you. And you make it with like a person that you like, or you don't like, but that you chose to make a person with, you know? That's wild. That's so cool. And that person can be the president of Timbuktu. Like, this person can be anybody. And then you made that person. Like Frankenstein. It's crazy. So I've just been thinking about my baby a lot past few days, and just doing little things, preparing for her, preparing a baby bag, which I think I probably did a bad job of doing, washing some of her stuff that she's gonna wear when she comes out of the hospital, like, because I don't know, because like nothing that we have by the way, is stuff that we bought for the baby. Like literally every single, like, we basically have been given so many gifts, which has been so nice, by my family members. We've just been given so much stuff that we don't need anything. We'll probably end up getting, and not just family members, some friends, you know, giving gifts, but like mostly family members, and then also the house that we're in. There's some baby stuff in the house. So we just haven't really needed to go out and buy stuff. It's just been really, really nice to have this much support. Yeah. It's nice. I don't want to come out and say like, you have to, family is everything. You have to like go and suck up to your family and like give them whatever they want, because, you know, like I don't want to be like one of those guilt trippers that's just like, oh, you should go and you should call your parents, you should call your siblings, you know, family is everything. Because some people, I mean, in many cases, your family's more of a drain than supportive, you know. Like I'm really lucky because my family's been like really not a drain, like the opposite of a drain. But I feel like it's also because I had a really long period of time where I like kind of ignored my family. So I feel like I'm kind of coming into this situation with my family with a blank slate, a very new footing, and it's just not the same as it was before. A lot of times I think kids, like, they just stay within the same family dynamics their whole life, and they never separate from their parents or their siblings. Like they never separate from their families, and they just sort of like perpetuate the same like unhealthy dynamics, or just dynamics that they didn't like, and they really grow to resent their family members. I feel really lucky that I just did whatever I wanted, you know. I didn't pass up on the person I wanted to marry or the person I wanted to be or the things I wanted to do in life for my family, which was very tempting too. It's just really tempting, especially when you grow up in a traditional family, in a traditional community. It's very tempting to pass up on the things you want to do in your life for your family members, and I watched a lot of people do that. A lot of people skip on their own happiness in life and their dreams because they were too busy trying to please their family members or take care of their family members, or like just, you know, do things that their family members would like, or they think their family members would like. And they end up, you know, they grow to resent their family members. Like, you know, it's crazy, but I know a good amount of people at this point, at this age, that their family members died, for example, and they were relieved. Imagine having a family member, a loved one, die, and you're relieved. I wouldn't want to be that family member. I wouldn't want to be the person that, if I died, my family members would be relieved. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want anyone to feel relief that I died. It's not a nice, I mean, I guess I wouldn't feel because I'd be dead, so I wouldn't care. So I guess I wouldn't care. But I think that a lot of people just sort of stay in stagnant like family situations because they feel either guilted into it, or they just like, they're just too much guilt, too much, you know, like, oh, family, you have to be there for your family, and they just sort of like don't, because they want to be there for their family, they don't like take any steps to do, you know, anything intentional for themselves. They sort of like do what they think the family member wants them to do. Oftentimes it's not even what the family member wants, but they do what the family member thinks they want them to do. Like, I've had so many situations where even friends will act in a way that they think that I want them to act, but I don't want them to act that way. I don't care. Whew. It's a B. So oh god, it's a bee, it's a bee, it's a bee. It's like a waspy bee. It's huge. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Okay. Yeah, I just had, why does it keep coming back? So yeah, I've had so many times when I feel like I met someone and they were like trying to do the thing that they thought I want them to do. Sometimes family members too, my little siblings. I should tell them that. I feel like a lot of times they do things because they think I want them to do that. My little siblings, yeah, I should talk to them about this. I'm like thinking about it because I have a little sibling, like my youngest siblings, they're just really pleasant to be around. And they're really great kids. I really feel like sometimes they do things because they think I want them to do it or I expect it, or, you know, but it's like, I don't care, you know? And when you do that for long enough, you do grow to resent the person you're doing that for, you know, because you're just not acting in your own best self-interest. You're acting in someone else's, or what you think is someone else's. Ultimately, the only person's best interest you can work in is yourself. Ultimately, the best, because that's, you know what you need the most. And you can hope that it works out for other people too. You can hope that there's mutual benefit with what you want plus what other people want. But oftentimes we have this like mind trick that we play with ourselves where we think that if I do the thing that I think someone else wants but feels like a sacrifice to myself, then it's probably good for the other person. Like, we have this like illusion, especially in like kind of a poorer society, like a society where more people are struggling. There's usually this illusion that like, it's kind of like it's the scarcity illusion. It's the limited pie illusion where like my happiness can't be at the same time as someone else's happiness. So if I'm unhappy in this arrangement, then probably the other person is going to be happier in this arrangement. When the reverse is usually actually true, is if you're unhappy in this arrangement, if you're doing things that feel like a sacrifice to you, typically it's going to feel like a sacrifice to the other person too, or they won't enjoy it. They might not even know why they don't enjoy it. They don't want it. They will probably not appreciate it. You will feel unappreciated. You'll feel like, I'm overextending myself for this person. Why don't they appreciate it? You know what I mean? Things like that. So I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I want to make an almond cake today. I want to make an almond sponge cake with honey instead of artificial sugar, with pure honey, with a natural comb honey. And it's very simple almond cake recipe. Beating egg whites to make it fluffy. So that's what I want to do. Let's see if I do it. I don't know. So far, I'm just very slow on my commitment to things that I set out to do for the day. And I might play some piano. And I might take longer to make these vlogs, to upload them, but I'll always keep vlogging. I think I will always keep vlogging. I just like it too much. I like sharing too much. It's not for anyone but for me. And if I am making anyone happy by making these vlogs, I feel so honored, like amazing. Wow. It's cool. It's like something that I appreciate even more so. So yeah, that's it. I have been really terrible at keeping up with you guys, keeping up with anyone, anything. Have no idea what's going on in the news. I just know about like rocket attacks sometimes because we have like an alert that goes on, and then we have like sirens here whenever there's a missile is about to strike, or a rocket or something, usually from Yemen. Lately they've been coming a lot of rockets from Yemen. They have this siren that goes ooh, like that, and everybody runs to whatever their shelter thing is. You know, for some people it's like an actual bomb shelter. For other people it's a section in their house that's kind of like a stairwell, or, you know, safer to hide into, safe, like less likely to get damaged. Anyways, so yeah, that's how I know about the sirens, about the bombs, missiles, whatever they're called, because of these sirens. And then also because Andrew has on his phone like an alert system that lets us know. They're not perfect. Like sometimes, like I know there was recently, they're not perfect. Sometimes the bombs will, the missiles will strike before the siren goes on, and so then the siren is kind of useless, and the alert system is kind of useless. But usually they let you know before, and that's all the news I know. If I go on Twitter and I were to look up anything about Israel or Jerusalem or whatever, I would just see like all kinds of made up shit, like fake shit, stuff that's just not true. It's like propaganda. Or, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's not, that doesn't match at all with anything that I've seen here in Israel. I don't know, just like a lot of angry stuff, a lot of like just people wanting to fight. Yeah, just toxic stuff that I don't want to be part of. Yeah, so I don't really hang out on Twitter for news purposes, and then for like other stuff, like I don't really have a lot to go back to Twitter for. There's political stuff. I used to be really involved in politics back in the States. I couldn't feel farther removed from the political stuff. Like I don't really even understand what people are talking about anymore. I don't really understand the politics anymore. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't really understand, like, I just don't even know what I like anymore. I don't even know what I like. So I don't really like anything on Twitter. I don't really enjoy it so much. I just enjoy seeing you guys, seeing your updates. I follow some of you guys on Twitter. I just like seeing what you guys are up to, you know? It makes me feel nice. I feel caught up, you know? One of my friends recently got married, who I think is also maybe a viewer of my channel. I think she is. I think she subscribes. She's a subscriber on this channel. So congrats. That's really cool to see. She found her man that she likes. Yeah, I don't really know like what else. Like I go on TikTok sometimes. I like following some music people. Someone's birthday. So that's basically like the extent of me going on my phone lately, you know, listening to music, and the communication is like, I feel very, very, very slow still. So I'm actually hoping that that will kind of bounce back up. And I don't want to push it. Like, I was just watching this thing that Andrew sent me, it was about like power. Power comes in letting go. Power does not lie in chasing power. It lies in like doing what you're doing and then like sort of letting go and allowing yourself to observe the places where, you know, you have the most power and fostering it. Like you're most yeah, so you're just not gonna get power from chasing it. Power doesn't like to be chased, it likes to be attracted. So I just feel like with pregnancy, it's just like a test of learning how to let go. That's what pregnancy has been for me, and I feel like I'm just gonna let go. I'm gonna try to let go and give in to whatever my body is wanting me to do. My body is wanting me to not come up with any new ideas, not push any sort of creativity or push any like brand direction or anything. My body is just wanting me to exist and just chill. And that's where the inspiration will come from. And maybe it won't come. You know, I can't do it wanting to feel inspiration or to feel motivation. So I'm just gonna let myself keep going through this period of waiting, enjoying, being in the moment, watching my belly. And we'll see what happens after she's born. I'll see you guys on the other side. Hopefully I don't die. Hope for me that I don't die. All right. Okay. See you guys. Goodbye.